Falmouth Is Cooking is made possible in part by the following. Appliances donated by Crane Appliance. Kitchen installation donated by M. Duffany Builders. Specialty studio electric and gallery installation donated by David Rogers Electric. Kitchenware donated by Eastman's Hardware.
Okay, welcome back to Falmouth Is Cooking. It's been a while since I've actually been here. I think maybe December was last, and it's now March of 2022. So haven't seen any of you for a long time. Happy New Year, happy 2022. May it just get better than it is right now. So that's enough for that. And I'm happy to be back with Falmouth Is Cooking, and I have a wonderful person here with me today. I met Jenny through my role as the food writer for the Enterprise. By the way, if you need an introduction, I'm Gail Blakely, food writer, and almost 40 years of food writing, and teacher at Highfield Hall and Gardens. Cooking teacher, obviously. Maybe not. Maybe I was an art teacher. I don't know. Anyway, a fabulous cooking teacher. We have Jenny Shea Rawn, who lives in an old neighborhood of mine on Davisville Road in East Falmouth. Beautiful home you have, and welcome to the Falmouth Community Television Kitchen. It's a lovely kitchen, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Yeah,
it's brand new. It's hardly been used, and here we are.
State of the art. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Thank you so much for having me today, Gail.
I'm very pleased to have you. Jenny is, for our first show of the year, and also for the very first day of National Nutrition Month.
Correct, yep.
Jenny is, I'm going to look at my notes here because you are very impressive with your background. Registered dietitian, healthy food blogger, food photographer, and nutrition communications consultant who loves to cook and talk about food and tell us on Falmouth Is Cooking what's good, what's not so good, and really give us some wonderful ideas for a really simple meal. I think we're going to have. Sounds yummy, and it also sounds very healthy. So
yes,
the floor is yours. I am going to be your sous chef now.
Awesome,
okay?
awesome. Right. Okay, great. Okay. Yes, we have a great menu and a pretty simple menu to do today. And I thought that we would do something that, do a meal that's a favorite in our house, you know, and something that we do often. And so one of the things that we eat salmon like once or twice a week. So I thought a salmon dinner would be really nice. And then we're doing some crispy smashed potatoes.
Okay.
And then a beautiful and very, very simple citrus salad. And then we're doing some roasted cabbage, just a really simple roasted cabbage, which is something that most people don't really think about, roasting cabbage. You know, we think about slaw, and you said kokanen, and raw. But, you know, roasted cabbage is one of our favorites. We eat it 3 times at least, 3 times a week in our house. The kids don't like it cooked, but the kids like it sliced raw. And then my husband and I can eat the rest of a whole head of cabbage when it's roasted. So it's really nice.
Do you also grow it in your garden?
We have not tried growing cabbage, but we would like to. We've done, you know, Swiss chard and kale and lots of other greens and tomatoes and things, but not cabbage yet.
Okay, not yet. All right.
So we'll start with the smashed potatoes. So we have already, because the show is an hour, so we have started to pre-cook the potatoes. So we're using these peewee potatoes, and they're basically like little Dutch yellow potatoes. They're tiny. You could use the slightly larger yellow potatoes, but these cook more quickly, so that's why we chose to use them today. So they're washed, and we preheated the oven to 425, and then we just baked them for about 15 minutes or so and took them out. And we have started to smash them.
Because they're roasted smashed potatoes, so
That's
they
right.
need to be smashed.
Yep, and actually one thing I should say too about the potatoes when they're in the oven, sometimes one or two potatoes you'll hear like a pop, and sometimes one or two will explode.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Okay.
You can just clean when the oven is
Okay.
cool. Just clean it out with a warm cloth. But I think it's easier to start them in the oven versus boil them because you have fewer dishes to do afterwards. But you can boil them first. But we like to just roast them. Okay, so they're
And
pretty
these are the
soft now.
tiniest little things I've seen.
Yeah,
Look at these.
They're
These
so
are
cute. They're great for the kiddos.
absolutely
Little bite size.
And they'd be nice for hors d'oeuvres.
Yes. Yeah. That was actually. So we're serving it today
As if it were.
as if it were an hors d'oeuvre
Okay.
with a nice feta dip. Okay, so you're just using like a glass or a coffee mug.
Or a meat pounder.
Yes,
if you had
well,
one.
there you go, yep.
Yeah.
And you're just smashing the potatoes. So they should be soft enough now to just smash them down. And they don't have to be, these aren't gonna be, the prettiest potatoes. The idea is to have them look a little bit rustic.
What does make them pretty, this particular one though, is the bright yellow inside.
Yes. We love those little purple potatoes too.
Yeah.
Do you like those?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
And your kids like this?
Oh yes.
And your kids
they
are how
love
old?
this. So 4 and 6.
Wow.
So I have a preschooler, pre-K, both at East Falmouth, and then I have a kindergartner. So, yeah, they're awesome, and they love to garden.
Good. Do they have to cook?
Yes, they do. Especially my little Lexi, who's 4. She loves to help out in the kitchen.
Good.
And she's very responsible and follows directions
That's
when we're cooking.
That's always when you're cooking.
When we're cooking.
Yes, it's always nice
Yep.
to have someone in the kitchen following directions.
Yes. Okay. So I think we're pretty good here.
Okay. And they don't have to be perfect. They
Nope.
don't have to be all perfectly smashed.
Nope.
The idea is to just get them sort of smushed a little bit so
Yep.
that they can absorb some of the wonderful things you're
Yes.
going to put on. Okay.
Exactly. And then so they're going to really crisp up with the oil.
Okay.
So I'm just going to, this is extra virgin olive oil. You can use, really any oil or vegetable oil, but we like the olive oil. And you want to do,
Fairly generous.
yes.
Yeah. Let's see,
Kosher
you said
salt.
here you had 2 tablespoons, but I think you can do, depending
Yeah.
on your potatoes,
Yes.
you can
Yep.
do as much as.
Yeah, as much as you want. You don't
Okay.
want to go too heavy, but you want to make sure that there's enough. You want to be generous.
And these recipes are available on screen, whether now while we're talking they may be shown or perhaps afterwards, but I know that the television station has them, so.
Perfect. Great.
All right.
Okay, so I did a little bit of garlic powder. Feel free to, omit it or use it.
Okay.
This is just freshly cracked black pepper, and then Gail chopped up some fresh rosemary and some fresh parsley, and we're just going to sprinkle that over the top too.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you. Okay, and you could use dried too. So we did about a tablespoon.
Because it will sort of hydrate as it's in the oven.
Yep.
We did, how much were you going to say?
We did about a tablespoon of fresh, so you could do like a teaspoon or so of dried,
Okay.
of dried rosemary. I'm not a huge fan of dried parsley, but
Actually, there are some good ones out now.
Ooh,
There's some in little round containers that are in the produce section.
refrigerated.
And they're refrigerated.
Yes,
and they're
okay,
cold.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And they
those are great.
rehydrate nicely.
Those are great.
You know who else I think gets a bad rap, and dried parsley sometimes gets a bad rap, is garlic powder. I found that garlic powder is
Yeah.
a good brand, sometimes organic, sometimes not. I think that having a jar of garlic powder and minced onions
Falmouth
in
Is
your
Cooking
pantry
is made
really
possible
quite
in part
wonderful.
by the
And
following.
Sometimes you'll open a clove of garlic. and
Appliances
I don't think I've
donated
ever
by
used
Crane
it.
Appliance.
And you don't think about garlic powder, but it's
Yeah.
and it dissolves better in
Kitchen
marinades
installation
and stuff.
donated
Yeah.
by
I
M.
think
Duffy
dissolves right in there.
Builders.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
we have to be thinking about the garlic burning.
Right,
Right, and now we
exactly.
don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Specialty
no,
studio
it's a state
electric
garlic
and
powder.
gallery
It's a state
installation
one.
donated by
Okay,
David
so they're
Rogers
going into the
Electric.
oven, 425, and we're gonna roast these until
Kitchenware
like 20 to 25
donated
minutes
by
or so.
I'll do
Easton's
this.
Hardware.
Okay, thank you.
Because it's my new toy.
Yes, yes. The best timer off of Amazon.
I fell in love with the timer here.
I know what to get you for your birthday.
I'm going to do, you said 20 minutes?
Yeah, 20 or 25 minutes.
I like it because it's it's not really stainless steel. Maybe it is, but it looks cool in here, and it sticks right on your oven like that.
Yep.
And you're all set. And we learned that one oven has the stainless steel, and one doesn't.
That's so funny.
And the refrigerator doesn't.
Does not. Yeah. See, our refrigerator at home, it'll stick to it. So
who knows?
different material, I guess.
All right. There we go.
Huh. Okay. All right. Should we do the cabbage?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just a regular green cabbage. You could use red cabbage. You could use
combination.
Yeah, a combination. Yes. Yeah. For like a pretty rainbow. Yep. So I'm just gonna cut off the bottom here, and thank you. And then I'm just gonna thinly slice it. There's really, this is not a difficult recipe here. And cabbage is loaded with sulfur compounds that are really beneficial for their cancer prevention. They're really health promoting. It's also packed with fiber and vitamin C and lots of other vitamins and minerals. So it's a really great thing to include in your diet.
And it's really available year round here.
Yep.
How local it is, I don't know, but
yeah, well, I'm sure
you can.
In the summer we could find it local. I think actually we've gotten some from Coonamessa Farm in the summertime.
I'm sure, yes.
Yeah. So
Jenny and I were talking about this recipe because we're coming up on St. Patrick's Day, all things March, right? And I said that one of my favorite dishes for St. Patrick's Day is called cannon, which is sautéed or roasted green cabbage, lots of salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of caraway seed if you want, and some butter and some oil. Roast that up and then add it to mashed potatoes. And it's really fun.
Yum.
Unfortunately, fortunately, I only have it once a year, considering all those ingredients. But
but
it's really good.
Worth making. Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Do you want a bigger pan, or are we okay?
It's probably not gonna. Yeah. So normally at home, I would use I have a full sheet pan, but so it's going to take a little bit longer to cook, but that's fine.
Okay.
And it might steam a little bit more than get, it's probably not going to get crispy and stuff, but that's okay. So I'm just doing salt on here.
That's all.
Kosher salt, and then I'll do pepper again, and then I'm going to do a pretty heavy hand of olive oil on this too.
Okay.
You know what else we do? With cabbage for St. Patrick's Day in our house. And this is more for the kids, but we roast it whole. So we take the cabbage and we kind of hollow out the center and roast that. And it takes a while because you're roasting the whole thing. It's like roasting a whole cauliflower. Yeah, exactly. And then roast some sliced golden beets as little coins, and then you roast that separately, and then it's like a leprechaun's pot of gold.
Oh, how wonderful!
Because it comes out all nice
and
roasted.
A healthy pot of gold.
Yeah. It's instead of
That's terrific.
Yeah, it's really, really cute, and the kids enjoy it. So, all right, here's the garlic powder again, or you could use fresh garlic, but we already had that conversation. It's good to have that garlic powder on hand. All right.
So that's another couple of tablespoons.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to get in there and
toss it up.
Okay. With my clean hands.
Impeccably clean, as they say on the Food Network.
Yep. And it's important too so you want to start, in the kitchen with clean hands, but also wash your produce. And it doesn't matter which produce item, you know this. You're washing your cabbage. Unless the lettuce says it's washed, you're washing your lettuce. But also, avocados and your potatoes, and the avocados, you're not eating the skin, but still you want to wash the avocados to get off any dirt or bacteria, anything that may be on it. Because if you think about the number of times that produce item has been touched, to get to your supermarket, and then the number of times it's touched by, customers at the store.
And the number of times you're holding it and cutting into it and doing that, whatever's on the skin is going to come off on your hands.
Right.
Is introduced, as you say. Yes.
Introduced into the flesh. So you don't need to use fancy vegetable washers or wash them in vinegar. Just washing your produce under cold running water is enough to get off.
I saw vegetable soap in the market the other day, and I said, "Oh my Lord, Just what we need is vegetable soap.
Market for
That's
everything, right?
what the world needs, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. All right.
Okay, so that goes in, same oven?
Same oven,
All right.
425.
Okay.
And this, so typically I roast it for 30 to 40 minutes, but you could keep it in for longer. You could do it for a shorter amount of
Depending
time.
on how much, how crispy you want it.
Yes.
And how,
Yeah, and it's kind of gonna meld down and be like almost like really buttery and velvety, and it's so good. Okay. So this is going in.
All right, I'll clean up after you here.
Thank you. Oh, those potatoes smell so good.
Good.
The rosemary
Good.
smells awesome. Okay.
Oh,
right.
it certainly does. Once again, I have to say, we've got to figure out a way to get the smells to go through the television.
The smell-o-vision.
Yeah, the smell-o-vision.
Yep. All right, let me just rinse my hands.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Someday they'll figure it out.
Your
Someday,
lifetime.
right?
Your lifetime, my dear, not mine.
Maybe my kid's lifetime. I don't know.
Oh, you got.
All right, so I'm gonna bring over the salmon.
Yeah, let's talk about salmon.
Yes. Okay, so this is an organically fed salmon. It's a farm salmon. But you could certainly use whatever type of salmon you prefer. If you prefer wild salmon, use wild salmon. If you, my Luca, my 6-year-old, doesn't like salmon. He used to love it. Now he won't go near it. I think it's something with the smell. But my 4-year-old Lexi she could eat this entire fillet of salmon.
Wow.
She loves it. So, but she's not a huge fan of wild salmon. So, I mean, I like both, but most often we purchase the farm salmon. So Gail is blotting it dry. So when you're cooking fish, you want to blot it dry. You don't need to wash it, but you do want to get some of the moisture off because it's going to crisp up a little bit better in the oven.
Okay.
And then we're doing a really, really simple rub today.
I'm going to interrupt you here for just a second.
Yeah.
I think what's important is that, I thought you had these folded over so that they were all almost the same thickness, but they were actually just cut beautifully, so we're set to go. But if you get a longer piece, just in terms of the length of time cooking, so that your end doesn't get too overdone, you can take it and just sort of tight it, to fold it right under there, and then they'll all cook more evenly. But
Great tip.
that looks beautiful.
Yeah,
so,
great tip.
Okay.
And with salmon, it's great because it's so fatty that if you leave it in the oven for, if you're off doing something with the kids or, you forget about it, you leave it in the oven. We get distracted. It's more forgiving because it is so fatty, those healthy omega-3 fats. So it
Just like
it
French
won't
fries.
over.
Go ahead.
Exactly. It won't overcook as easily.
Okay.
Yep. And we'll talk about the omega-3s. We'll do the rub and then we can talk about the omega-3s. Okay, so kosher salt. And that's, I think we did half a teaspoon, and then 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then a teaspoon of paprika. All of this stuff you probably have in your pantry, with the exception of one ingredient, which we'll talk about. And then this is ground mustard powder, the brown sugar. This is dark brown sugar.
And the reason for that is for browning, for adding some sweetness?
A little sweetness,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Could you use honey or maple syrup?
Yeah, you could. You absolutely could. We do honey a lot, actually, with
Local
salmon.
honey, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Nothing better. Okay, minced onion. And then this is Valencia dried orange peel.
Right,
so it sounds fancy, but you can get it at any supermarket. So it's just
It's a McCormick product,
brand.
So, yeah.
So I'm going to add that in. And my brown sugar, it's a little bit tough. So that the orange peel adds a little bit of sweetness, and then that citrus. Yeah, let me get a fork.
Here, I have it right here.
Okay.
Oh, forget you have a sous chef.
Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
All right, so we'll work with
the brown sugar.
the brown sugar.
What I should have said in the beginning is that being a registered dietitian, Jenny also has a blog. And the best way to contact you, should people want advice or to get some your
great
services,
recipes,
ideas,
Yep.
is what?
JennySheaRawn.com.
Okay.
So just my name.com.
Okay.
But I'm also on Instagram, as I know you are too.
Yes, yes.
And that's my name also, Jenny. It's at Jenny Shea Rawn.
Okay.
So would love to.
Jenny
You know,
at Jenny Shea Rawn.
At Jenny Shea Rawn. Yes.
At Jenny Shea.
You got it.
All right.
You got
That's
it.
fancy stuff here.
Okay, so we're gonna work with the brown sugar that we have. I'm gonna set those 2 chunks aside, and then we will put this on the salmon. So this is a really nice rub, sweet and spiced citrus rub.
Let me see what I can do with these. Excuse me.
Thank
I'm reaching
you.
in front of
Yeah.
you. Let me see
And
I
if we
can
can't
sort of
get, you know,
smash it. It's
not
okay.
a big deal. Yeah, we'll work with what we got, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the omega-3s in salmon and other seafood are really, really beneficial, and they're anti-inflammatory. They're great for heart health, great for brain health, really great for children's brain development and eye health. So they're really fantastic to include in our diet. That's awesome.
One more?
Thank you very much. Oh, this is fine.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so these are skin-on fillets. I'm just gonna sprinkle it on, and then we will turn them. So we'll put the rub on 3 sides of the salmon. I can't remember if I mentioned this is like 1.5 pounds of salmon.
Okay. Which feeds 2 adults and 6 kids.
Yep. And easily, I mean, look at, these are like 6-ounce portions.
Yeah.
So, you know, easily 4 adults, wouldn't you say?
I would say.
Yeah. All right. Okay, and that Valencia orange peel is definitely worth purchasing. You know, it's something like, I don't know, $8.99 or something. Now it seems well, all prices have gone up, but spices seem to have gone up too. But we're just gonna, it's worth having in the pantry.
You know where you could also probably get it, and it might be a tad different, would be the spice shop at Mashpee Commons.
Oh,
They have
yeah.
all sorts of ground spices, like just some, you know, the ground herbs all combined, but I bet they also have lemon peel and orange peel dried.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's
We should see if we could
great
get them to
option.
sponsor. Maybe they'll
Ooh.
do a little sponsor for some cooking shows here.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. We'll
Yeah, and
see.
you probably could do your own, just use your own orange peel too, and just dry it out, and you know, if you have the time. So, but this is you know, such a quick recipe. It's great for a weeknight, you know, school night. All right, I'm just gonna wash my hands.
So this doesn't need any marinating, doesn't need anything like that. It
No.
can just, but you could do it in the morning.
You could do it in the morning.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I
cover
mean-
it with
some
plastic
foil.
wrap
Yep.
and refrigerate it till you get home.
Yep.
Okay.
You certainly
That's
could do
good
that.
to know. All right.
And the rule for fish typically is, you know, per 1 inch, about 10 minutes of cooking time. So, you know, we'll put these in for 10 to 12 minutes or
Okay.
so. So let's see, make some room here.
I'm going to wash my hands too.
Yep. I got to tell you the story about the, we'll nestle that over there. The story about actually how this rub came about.
Okay. Good. I love stories with food.
A McCormick salmon rub. I don't know if anybody remembers it, but it came in like a little tub with a blue top, and it was called salmon rub, like sweet citrus salmon rub or something.
Yeah.
And it was so good. We bought it all the time and used it all the time, at least once a week. And then we couldn't find it anymore. In like none of the supermarkets were carrying it. And then I went on the McCormick website, discontinued. So I'm like, no, you know, it's one of those food products that you're like, I can't live without this.
Yeah.
You know, as ridiculous as that sounds. So then we went on Amazon and bought a case of it because Amazon hadn't sold out yet.
Good for you.
So we bought a case of it, but then when that case was gone, the rub
That's
was
it,
gone.
yeah.
So I still had a container of it, and I had to come up with my own rub.
Your own
And
salmon rub.
Yep.
Well.
So, you know, it's not exact, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah. Well, you know what you could do? Where did our Jenny's Kitchen go?
The
we had a
towel?
wonderful towel that had Jenny's Kitchen. We saw that in here. Jenny brought it from home, and I said, "Oh, how did they know?" But anyway, we have what I'm going to is Jenny's Salmon Rub.
Oh yes, there you go.
In your spare time.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, maybe when the kids are, you know, when the kids are in school all day and, you know, in other activities. So.
All right.
We'll
look forward to it. How's that?
Yeah. Good.
All right, salad.
All right, let's do the salad. So we need our little leaf lettuce, and I'll bring all the salad ingredients on over. Okay, you've tried this lettuce before, right?
I love this lettuce. I love this lettuce.
It's the best. Okay, so Little Leaf Farms.
And this is one of your sponsors?
This, I've done work for them. It's not a current client, but I've done work for them in the past.
Developing recipes?
Developing recipes and featuring them on my blog. And
I don't understand why this stuff doesn't get bad.
Yeah, it stays so fresh. And
I think you think it's like Velveeta cheese. It's going to be around for the rest of the world.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, it does
so much better than Velveeta cheese.
I know, and it does get a little funky after 6 months or so.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's what's the date? March 11th. So, and I bought this yesterday. So it has it does have quite the shelf life, but it's the only lettuce now.
Should we tear it up a little bit so we have bite-sized pieces?
Sure. It's the only lettuce that we buy now. I mean, sometimes I'll do arugula just to kind of change it up. But we love this stuff. Okay, so we're doing lettuce, and then, I think that's our
potatoes.
Yeah, and the cabbage still has a while to go. So, you know what? I'm going to leave the potatoes in for a couple more minutes.
All right. Yeah, we got a lot in there at the 4 1/4.
Yep.
So.
I'm going to do 10 more minutes, actually. Okay.
One of the things, Jenny, interesting about, I buy this lettuce too because I found that it lasts a long time, and it's also just a very nice product.
Yep.
If they only didn't come in the plastic containers, but Jenny says they're changing their packaging.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're making it more like a thinner plastic or something like that.
Or maybe even a box. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because the bags certainly don't work very well. Bags of stuff is...
it gets, so mushy and...
But I've noticed that with their spring mix, that has some red lettuce in it, that's quicker to go funky than this one. So I only buy either this or, I think they do a romaine as well. I get their romaine too.
Yes.
But everyone who I know who makes salads and talks about salads says, "Oh, have you tried Little Leaf? Have you tried?" Yes.
Yeah, they're great, and it's a local company too. They're in Devon's, Mass. So like northwest of Boston. So it's nice that and it's available year round. So you're getting a nice fresh product year round.
And it's grown just in greenhouses. And then shipped down here.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I think within, I don't know, a few hours of picking. So, all right, so we're doing I'm going to get away from you with it while I do the avocado. Yep, citrus salad.
Citrus salad, which you thought would be good with the salmon.
Right.
And also wonderful for this time of year because all we have is citrus around. Mostly all we have is citrus around.
Yeah, and I think we have a little bit more time with the citrus. Not too long, but we have...
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually like through the middle or to end of March or
so. As I remember, yeah. December is usually blood oranges, right?
Oh, yeah. And this, we have some cara cara, which is my 6-year-old's favorite.
What's a cara cara?
It's just it's almost like a blood orange, but they're really nice and sweet. Yeah, there they are.
Pretty.
And I don't know the difference between them and a navel, but I think they're a little bit sweeter, and the color, the nice
beautiful color. They almost look like a cross between a grapefruit and an orange.
Yes, the pink grapefruit. All right, so we're just cutting up an avocado that we'll put in there too. Do you want to make that look pretty? Or?
I think it looks just fine. Looks like smashed avocado. It's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, and then we're going to do the cara cara on there, and we're going to supreme
is French, supreme is English.
And the cara cara. And to do that, you're just going to take your orange and nip off each end here. Okay. And then we're just gonna run our knife. This is a paring knife, so just run the knife down the skin, down the flesh to remove some of the pith and to remove the skin and the pith. You try not to remove much of the fruit here, but you're gonna get a little bit of it.
The pith is the white part, right?
Yep.
And the skin is the orange.
Yep. And you could, if you wanted to, you could zest this orange before before you peeled it and use that in the dressing, but we're not going to do that today. I think the pieces, yeah, and I think the pieces are, oh, excuse me, probably enough. Yeah, I think you are right.
Yeah, I think if I were not using the fresh fruit, I would definitely zest.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that orange zest.
It's
any zest, really. And we usually do, because you're eating the skin of the produce, I try to get organic citrus if I'm zesting, just because, you know, the pesticides and things that are on the conventional.
Yep.
Okay. All right, and then so you have your peeled orange, and then you're gonna run your paring knife in between the pith here.
Along each section, right?
Along each section, you got it.
It's a French technique. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well,
everything is French.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, right? It makes it, so you could just put the orange segments in here, just peel it, and but this is it's so much more pleasurable to eat a segmented, an orange that's, you know,
Speaking
segmented
of that, I'll
like
try
this.
one.
These are actually really juicy, really nice.
Oh,
good, right?
that's terrific.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought I was in Florida.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
I sure would.
We can dream, right?
Yeah.
Actually, we were there a couple weeks ago, so I can't complain too much, but it does sort of take you away.
Really does. It's that strong a flavor.
Yeah. All right. Just be careful of your fingers here.
Cara, I will look for them.
Cara.
All markets are carrying them.
Yeah, I've seen them everywhere. I got these at Shaw's, but I've seen them at Stop and Shop, and I'm sure Roach Brothers has them. Okay, whoops. Sorry, little guy.
And then what we have left are
just like the pith. What is that? What is
I
that
don't know
called?
what it would be called. Membrane.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then we're going to squeeze out, so there's a little bit of fruit left on the membrane, but we are going to...
We're checking potatoes?
Yeah, we just don't want them to burn. But, I mean, honestly, they're just going to get crispier.
Yeah, I think we'll just let them be in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good idea.
Everything smells wonderful.
Good. Yeah, we love this
Here, I'll
dinner.
make the smells go towards the camera.
Let us know if it worked. This is real. Look at all that juice there. Okay, and then we're going to squeeze the membrane and the remaining, the little remaining flesh that we have into this bowl, and we'll use that in a simple salad dressing.
Okay.
So on the salad, it's just we're doing the avocados, we're doing the oranges, and then I have some toasted walnuts, which are over here.
And your walnuts were toasted at 350?
350 on a sheet pan, single layer, 350 for like 8 to 10 minutes until you can start smelling that nice toasted flavor. There you are.
I can just sprinkle these on top?
Yep. All right, this last one.
Walnuts are very good for us. Why?
Yes, so they're packed with omega-3s. So remember those omega-3s that we were talking about with the salmon? This is a different type of omega-3. It's a plant-based omega-3 called ALA. And it's, they're really beneficial for heart health and for brain health. And it's actually the only nut that is this rich in omega-3s.
Really?
So, yeah,
not almonds?
Yeah.
Oh.
But almonds have monounsaturated fats, which are also heart healthy, but it's a different, they don't have the omega-3s, a different type of fat. Also plant protein, quite a bit of protein, fiber, vitamin E, and lots of other vitamins and minerals. So, and they taste best. I mean, I like them, I prefer them toasted because it brings out the nuttiness and brings out the flavor.
Most nuts are better, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just squeezing this in with clean hands.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and then we can put, thank you, we can put those on top of our salad.
Okay, I'll take care of that. I have paper towels here.
Oh, thank you. Okay, and then we'll do the dressing, which is really simple.
Okay, are we going to dress the salad now, or are we just going to make the dressing?
Whatever you want.
What's
What
our
would you rather?
timing like?
Let's see. Oh, yeah, we should probably dress it.
Dress it.
Okay, so I need one more thing. Okay, so a simple vinaigrette.
That's not a large enough bowl. Let me see what I can find.
For
Tossing.
for tossing. Okay. We could also just drizzle it over. That's actually usually what we do. But
Oh, is drizzle, okay.
yeah, but whatever. Whatever you would prefer. Okay, so this is a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. And then this is our orange juice. You could also, if you didn't want to use the fresh juice, you could use regular orange juice, about like 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Okay, and this is champagne or Prosecco vinegar. But really you can use, any vinegar that
You could use a white vinegar, a cider vinegar.
Yep, yeah, I would probably do cider over white.
But
Yep.
you wouldn't use a red balsamic.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay, but you could.
Okay, you could.
If that's all
could.
you had.
Yeah.
Lemon juice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could absolutely do lemon juice. Or you could use just more orange juice. And then this is half of a minced shallot that I'm putting in. Okay, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt and 1/8 of a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper.
Okay.
And that is it. And then I'm just going to shake it up. And we will be good to go.
And this is done.
Yep. Just
Our timers are just going off.
ding, ding, ding.
Well, we know the cabbage is going to take a little longer.
Yeah.
And I think that stuff can just stay for a few more minutes. Oh, the
Yeah.
cabbage is looking really nice. Let me just
Oh,
show
good.
it to you.
Yeah, I like when it gets a little bit, not really charred, but a little bit charred on the edges.
Like that?
But really, I mean,
See that?
Yeah, that looks,
Good.
Good. The cabbage is pretty forgiving too. You could take it out like that and eat it like that, or you let it go for a little bit longer,
Okay.
and yeah. All right.
Oh, I see what you-
we're tossing it. So yeah.
Well,
we'll
but
just-
we can show people 2 different ways to do it.
Okay.
So that's one way
Beautiful.
to assemble it and then let people take a serving onto their plate
Yep.
and drizzle it with the dressing.
Yep.
Or toss the entire thing together, which I'm inclined to do now. Is
Yep.
that okay?
Yeah, let's
And
do
then
it.
put it back in that bowl to
Perfect.
serve. So.
Okay. Great.
'Cause otherwise we will have very much of a mess here. All right. Want to use your hands for tossing?
I have a tongs.
Okay. And then we can garnish it one more time with the rest of the orange.
Perfect. Okay. And you can save any remaining dressing, if you have a little bit left over. Save it in the fridge.
Do you have a house salad dressing that you use all the time?
Ooh, a homemade one? Oftentimes I just do balsamic, a regular balsamic,
Okay.
a nice thick balsamic and olive oil and salt and pepper. We have a store-bought salad dressing that I buy by the case too, that we use all the time for marinades and things. It's called Fanny's. I don't know if you've even heard. Yeah. So we love that one. What about you?
Beautiful. I make my own with, it's just a pure lemon and olive oil.
Oh.
It's 1/3 cup of fresh lemon juice.
Okay. Yep.
And 2/3 cup of olive oil. And that's what I use all the time. And salt and pepper.
Okay. Doesn't get any more simple than
No,
that,
and
right?
it's wonderful,
And
yeah.
like so fresh and
Yeah.
gosh,
Only
especially in the
problem-
wintertime. When,
Only problem is it has to come out for about 10 minutes before you want to toss it because
Okay.
the oil has coagulated in the refrigerator.
Yep. No, that's not a problem, right?
No.
Let it wait warm
This
up a
is
few
beautiful.
minutes.
Okay. All right, so let's arrange the rest of the
Okay.
Supremes,
Yep.
the orange. Oh, that's just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I can't resist.
It's your kitchen. You can do whatever you want.
It's not my kitchen. It's our kitchen right
yes,
now.
that's right.
That's beautiful.
Like a little sunshine, right?
Yes,
Ray of
absolutely.
sunshine.
Terrific.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Okay, so we'll leave this right here.
Okay.
Maybe I'll put a few darker leaves of parsley on it, okay?
Yeah.
All right, and here is the shallot, just in case people need a reminder of what the shallot looks like. Shallot is a cross between an onion, it's an allium. It's a cross between an onion and garlic. It's very strong, especially in the winter. They're much more strong than they are in the summer. But okay. Potatoes.
Yeah,
Back to potatoes.
yes,
Potatoes
so-
have gotten a bad rap.
Yeah, but they're actually.
It's hard to believe these pitiful little things.
I know,
have
right?
a bad rap.
Yeah, poor little things. They're rich in vitamin C, they're rich in fiber, and they have a whole host of other vitamins and minerals, and a lot of potassium too. So potassium, we need potassium for a healthy blood pressure. So they're really, they're not at the top of the superstar veggie list, but they're pretty darn good for us. So there's no reason not to include potatoes. Obviously fried potatoes are a different story, but doing them how we're doing today and serving it alongside with a balanced meal, they're absolutely part of a healthy diet.
That's right. That's right.
So, okay.
So
I'll get the potatoes out first.
Get them out, and then we were talking about serving this as an appetizer or as a first course or as a side for this particular meal, and thought that maybe a little dip would be nice to let these cool a little bit, or use a fork and try them with an herb dip. It's not an herb dip. The herbs are on the potatoes, and this is roasted garlic feta dip.
Feta
It
dip,
sounds
which is
wonderful.
actually really nice, paired with the potatoes, and it works really nicely with the rosemary.
And this is in the markets with all the stuff like hummus and all that.
Yep, I found that at Shaw's too, but I'm sure they have it everywhere. Okay, let me place these. So these are perfect. They're nice and crispy. I actually could have even gone a little bit heavier
on the olive oil.
Yes. Yep. You see what I mean?
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, and these are hard. You can't really mess these up. And you don't have to use herbs if you don't want to. You could just do salt and pepper.
And you could do purple potatoes.
Yes. Yeah, those are so pretty.
And the little red guys with the red skins.
Oh yes.
Are also.
Yep. Yeah, make it your own. You don't have to. You can tweak all of these recipes. But I much prefer these to, basic roasted potatoes, and we actually did these for Thanksgiving this year.
Really?
I'm not a huge fan of mashed potatoes. I know it's like strange, but
no.
I prefer crispy potatoes, so we did crispy potatoes with lots of different herbs, and they were great. We also didn't do turkey this year. We did lobster.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Cool. I like that.
Something a little different.
Why not?
Okay.
Okay, so this is, need a pot holder.
Just gonna move it out of the way.
These look good, Jenny.
Oh, good. I hope they are good.
That's a great dip. So that's feta cheese and what do you think?
I wonder if they put yogurt in there or something.
Roasted garlic, that's what is jumping out at me, the roasted garlic.
Yep.
How are your eyes?
Oh, it looks, okay, so they have cream cheese in there too, which isn't, you can tell from the texture.
Yep.
And then a whole bunch of other stuff.
Greek yogurt, and then of course all of the things that keep it from getting yellow or orange or blue too quickly.
Right. Yes.
Like a science experiment.
Yeah, we don't want, the blue we don't want.
This is good. That's lovely.
Really nice. Okay, so this is how our salmon's looking. If you would, actually this is done. You can also broil it for the last, which I typically do for the last 1 to 2 minutes.
Do you want to do that? We have time.
Sure. Just to get the top a little bit crispy.
Okay.
So, all right, I will take out the cabbage though, so we can plate the cabbage.
Okay. That can go right in the granite.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You want me just to turn that on to broil?
Oh yeah, yes please.
All right.
Thank you, Gail.
Off, cancel off.
I know, and then we can't forget about it. which I have done before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and we don't want to do that.
One of the things we don't want is our smoke alarms going off.
Oh yeah. Nope. We don't want that.
I already have a bad enough reputation with the fire department.
Oh dear.
I do.
Really?
I did a column 10 years ago on roasting turkey and chicken at high temperatures, and I said one of the first things, because it's 500 to 550 degrees, is to turn your smoke alarm off. Well, that was in my column, and the chief of the fire department, whoever that was, contacted the enterprise, and let's just say that I was a persona non grata. Is that for at least a couple of weeks? And whenever I go by the fire department now, I just sort of
sorry.
Right.
Sorry about that.
But I meant to say turn them back on, and somehow I didn't say turn them back on. So.
Yeah. Well, you meant meant well. Just left
absolutely.
Out that little step.
I tried.
Yeah.
How's this feel? So, moral
and
of the story.
I just realized that it's on parchment. So I'm going to take that out.
Oh, okay.
So you could either, when you're lining your pans, if you line your sheet pans, you could use parchment or you could use foil. Tin foil is fine under the broiler, but parchment, I think, it can catch on fire pretty easily.
So do you want your spatula? Let's do a little plating.
Let's see, I might be, I got it. Right. Whoops.
Ooh, that smells wonderful.
I lost it.
It's okay.
All right. That's okay. So these still have the skin on, but I typically serve it with the skin on. If you prefer to remove it, you can. And then we have some lemon wedges that, I always have lemon with seafood. Let's see here.
That's good.
Okay. Just put two on there?
No, let's put them all on.
Okay.
We'll just rearrange this a little bit.
Yep.
And then I'll add a little parsley.
Beautiful.
That chopped parsley that I was talking about, that it comes refrigerated, would be fine on something like this.
Oh, yes.
Just a few little
Lovely.
leaves, all right?
It's ready for its photo shoot.
It is. I think it's getting photo shot as we speak. All right, and your kids like this?
Yes, yep, especially my little Lexi, my 4-year-old, loves it. She would eat that whole, actually she would probably eat that whole filet there, 6 ounces, and then she'd probably eat 8 ounces.
And one is on sabbatical from salmon, right? What, your son?
Yes, yep, but I'm hoping he'll come around. But I think it's something with I think it's the smell. He's really sensitive to certain smells, and seafood being one of them, which is unfortunate for him because we eat seafood like 10 times a week in our house. So.
Yes, that's part of what your blog is, right?
Yep, yeah, a ton of seafood features, really because of the health benefits, really span the gamut. But also we have so much great local seafood here on the Cape, so we do, a lot with the local fish too. So.
Do you fish? Do you?
No.
Okay,
no.
I didn't check these dishes beforehand, and they've got the live television. Live television. Here
That's
we go.
all right. A little tag never hurt anybody, right?
We'll just
a little
leave it
sticker.
on.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna
I
be
was
hard
just trying to
take
do a nice little plating here.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Why, thank you. Can
A
I
little
serve you some
cabbage,
cabbage?
please.
Okay.
And then I'll get the perfect, and then I'll get the other
Lovely.
tongs for the salad.
Okay. Yeah, and you have all, you have healthy fats here. You have, your veggies. You have your protein. Thank you very much.
And it's colorful.
Lots of colors.
Look at how coordinated you
rainbow.
are with the orange and the salmon. And
oh yes.
And then I'm just going to steal a few. Here's
Yeah,
a fork
potatoes.
For you.
Thank you. You have one too? Okay,
I
good.
have one too. Good for
Yeah.
you. You're not. You're eating right off the paper strip on
That's okay. Work with what you got, right?
Registered dietitian. She can't do anything wrong. She knows what she's doing. I'm gonna squeeze some in. Looks great, Jenny.
It does. I think it's gonna. I hope it tastes good too. And is salmon? I vaguely remember you saying that you guys didn't do a ton of fish in your house.
Not as much as I would like. Oh, that's really nice.
What did you try first?
Salmon.
You tried the salmon. Yeah, the citrus in the rub really is
so juicy.
Yeah, it's a really nice piece of fish.
And the cabbage. All right. I think we're two happy people here.
I think so too.
For the
we don't
1st
need
of
to
March.
cook dinner, right?
For the 1st of March. There we go. This was terrific. Thank you so much. I really do want you to come back. You know so much. You add so much to just your depth of understanding of food is really, I really appreciate it. And it's been fun.
It's been really fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Cool
for
to
having
have
me.
you.
And I love,
I want you to come back.
You're wonderful. So
Thank you very much. So that is it for this week. We're coming back in 4 weeks for a program on Italian food. So with a cookbook to boot. So that should be fun. And remember that Falmouth is Cooking. You can see that we cook wonderful things. Jenny lives in Falmouth and has already given you her contact information. And contact her. She knows an awful lot. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now. Take care.
Falmouth is Cooking is made possible in part by the following. Appliances donated by Crane Appliance. Kitchen installation donated by M. Duffany Builders. Specialty studio electric and gallery installation donated by David Rogers Electric. Kitchenware donated by Eastman's Hardware.